In this video, we will create a more complex piece of foam to quote using the advanced tools in the editor of the AlexIO quoting software. First, log into your admin area and click the Quotes and Layouts tile. We will start a new quote for this demonstration. Fill in the customer information to get started. Now, let's add the quantity for the quote. Let's set the layer thickness to 4 inches and the material to 1.7 pound black polyethylene. We will not add any carton to the quote. This will be foam only. Next, move back to the top of the editor page. Locate the basic and advanced buttons in the Layout Controls area. Click the Advanced button to enter the advanced mode. You will notice new set of cavity controls become active. Also, a new cavity shape will appear in the cavity palette. Let's begin by creating a rounded corner square cavity that measures 8 inches by 8 inches by 2 inches deep. The corners will have a 1-inch radius. Let's set this cavity 3/4 of an inch from the top and centered in the foam left to right. An easy way to do this is move the cavity to the top of the foam, click Center X, which will center the cavity in the foam block. Then use the arrow keys to move the cavity down in 1/8 increments until you reach 3/4 of an inch. The dotted lines that protrude from the cavity show the dimensional location of the cavity in relation to the foam edge. Now let's assume the unit we are packing has a round protrusion on the bottom that will need a 3-inch diameter cavity that is cut through all. Since the cavity depths are measured from the topmost surface, we need to make the total depth of this cavity 4 inches. Now let's center the round cavity in the square cavity. We do this by first selecting the stationary cavity, holding down the Shift button, and then selecting the cavity that will be moving. Now click the Center X and the Center Y buttons in the Advanced Controls. This will center the round cavity both ways in the square cavity. Now let's add some cutaways on the sides for finger allowance to remove this foam from any packaging that is used. Let's set the dimensions of the cutaways to 1 inch by 5 inches. Let's set the depth to 4 inches so the cutaways go all the way through the foam layer. With the cavity selected, go to the Advanced Controls and click the Align Left button, and then click the Center Y button to position the cavity at the left edge and centered up and down on the foam layer. As you can see, our cutaway is interfering with the center cavity, so let's reduce the width of the cutaway from 1 inch to 1/2 inch. Now we no longer have interference with the center cavity. Let's duplicate this cavity and align it to the right side of the foam layer. With the cavity selected, click the Duplicate button in the Advanced Tools section. The new cavity will show with the same dimensions as the cavity you duplicated. Let's align the new cavity by first clicking it to make sure it is the active cavity. Then click the Align Right and Center Y buttons in the Advanced Control area. Next, let's assume the unit that is being packaged has a small protrusion from the front. Let's add a small cavity that is 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch by 2 inches deep. Let's position the small cavity by dragging the cavity down to align with the bottom of the main cavity. Then center it by using the Center X button. We will create one final cavity for a small hardware pack. Let's make this cavity 1/2 inch by 3 inches by 1/2 inch deep. Now let's drag this cavity down into position. Our layer design is now complete. We can double-check cavity sizes and depths by clicking on the individual cavity and checking the dimensions shown in the cavity editor. Once the cavity sizes and depths are confirmed correct, we can click the Apply to Quote button at the top of the editor page. You can see the top-down preview of the foam layer we just created. Next, let's log back into the admin area and check the step file for accuracy. Open a new window in your browser and log in. Click the Quotes and Layouts tile, and then the newly created quote in your quote list. Be sure to click the quote number to access the administrator quote page. Scroll down to the preview area of the quote page and click the Download Step button to download the file. We will use CADSoft AB Viewer 16 to review the step file. Let's add some dimensions to check the file. The step file dimensions match the quote as they should. We have just created a more complex foam layer design using the advanced controls of the editor. We hope you found this video informative, and we look forward to creating more videos to help. you navigate the capabilities of the Alex I/O software.